Shalom, shalom. Welcome back to the channel. You are watching Journey with us, a family of 7 traveling throughout Southeast Africa, investing in Africa, living our life, doing the thing, since 2020, August of 2020. And it's so incredible. But when I reflect back on the past 4 years, Africa has changed a lot. Tanzania has changed a lot since the time that we first arrived. Africa has changed a lot in general. First things first, you have an influx of diaspora coming in. You have an influx of diaspora going to Kenya, Ghana. There was a few waves of people coming to Tanzania. A lot have already left. Ethiopia, right? Zambia, Zanzibar, which is also a part of Tanzania, South Africa, Sierra Leone, Nigeria, like just all across the continent, a lot of people are coming in. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. But that means for you, things have changed a bit since the time when we left in 2019, 2020, because we were planning to leave back in 2019. We were researching flights. We were researching different languages. We were researching a lot. And at that time, we actually thought we were going to Ghana. And then 2 months before we left, we flipped our decision and decided to come to Tanzania instead, which is amazing. But yes, so there's a lot that's changing on the ground. One, you need to, more than ever before, have your ducks in a row because you're not in the first wave of people who are coming, right? So that means there's a little bit more barriers to entry now that you're in this season where people are coming in 2024, 2025. You're in this season now where there's different systems, there's different powers that you don't hear about or see about that a lot of people don't even understand are around. A lot of different spiritual giants, if I can say that, of different strongholds and different nations. And so when you're coming out now, you need to be more strategic. That's number one. Number two, you need to not, and this is going to disagree with a lot of what you see, but you need to not get into community so much with the diaspora. You should be more so focused on getting in community with the locals on the ground. So whether that's you finding a driver or you finding a nanny to help you with your children, or you finding a trusted business partner, or you finding someone to teach you the language, or you becoming a part of some like art and music group where you meet people that are like you. And so you're one with the locals and on one accord in a space where you guys agree on something. This is where you're going to find a lot more help than in the diaspora, even more help than we can give you because they are the locals on the ground. So you want to skip meeting up with the diaspora as much, not saying you shouldn't meet up with people and meet expats and things like that, but you want to focus 60% of your efforts on the locals in Africa instead of the diaspora, because after all, in America, we're the diaspora, we already know each other. There's no reason to just only stay in your circle. When you're moving to a new country, assimilate with the locals, okay? Assimilate with the locals and find your own route. Number three, a big mistake people do. Everyone floods in at one time and tries to do the same thing. This is where discretion comes in. Stop telling people what you're doing. Stop telling people what your plans are. Only tell a small group of people because discretion shall guard you, especially in Africa, especially amongst different people, whether it's the Africans here or whether it's the diaspora. Keep your circle small and move with wisdom. Don't announce arrivals before they happen. Just arrive and just do it. You don't need to broadcast everything. If you have different properties and different projects you're working on, don't broadcast it because that puts it in danger. Don't broadcast it because a lot of us don't understand that there are the same people watching that have been watching since the time of Marcus Garvey and the time before then, the same people that were watching Yahusha, the same people that were watching the prophets. And we act like just because it's 2024 and we can move around the world that there's not things that are in place to deter you. But if you're naive, then it may end up messing you up. And we've seen this happen to multiple people. It messes them up. And having a mess up here in Africa due to not being discreet can really you'll waste thousands of dollars off the bat, knowing people who have wasted tens and 20s and 30s of thousands of dollars just because discretion wasn't used and just because they didn't have wise counsel and wise advisement. Okay, so that's number three. Number four, this is what we've always been saying, but it's even more critical now. Do not come to Africa and think you're going to find a job. And if you do find a job, you may not like it. So create your own job. Before you leave America, all your ducks need to be in a row, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a freelance writer, whether you're a marketing strategist, whether you're into some kind of IT and tech, which, by the way, IT and tech, that's great for South Africa and Kenya, Nairobi. So do your thing, but make sure you make your own route, right? Even the Bible tells us that every man should work so that he has food and so that he does not have to beg the other people of the assembly and beg the people of the world. Work, do your business, mind your business. And the deterrent that you'll hear from this is, oh, that's being too individualistic. Well, no, it's not, because we just said that you're going to have locals around you who are about their business and about the right mindset too. So no, it's not being individualistic. It's being wise and discerning, because you don't have time for mess ups. I guarantee you, if you come here and you're not discreet, or you come here and you're all about drama, you're going to either wind up back in America, or you're going to wind up in a situation that is very difficult for you to get out of. Okay? Because you just don't have a lot of that room for mess ups here. One, because there's no like credit system. So you're not going to be having like credit cards and all this stuff. Two, you already have these deterrents just because you're American. So people are already...
Jazz is not giving me that.
Okay. Do you want to take a nap? Because I just told you guys to be quiet while I do the video. Okay, you're going to have to wait, Joe. You have to share. You're already going to have these deterrents just because you're American and people see dollar signs when they see you. Don't let that deter you too much. Like, it's okay. You're going to be all right. You're going to survive. Just find the people that relate to you and have morals in that capacity, and then get away from the other people. So that's how things have changed since 2020 and moving to Africa. Be discreet, move with wisdom, have your ducks in a row, and don't try to hop on some bandwagon, because I can guarantee you this was a piece of wisdom I got when we first arrived. Jaslyn Jones, you can stand in a corner if you're going to fight with him, because this piece of wisdom that we got when we first came from someone that has been abroad, I think she's been abroad now going on like 11, 12 years, but she said, do not be eager to get in groups. Do not get eager to become part of different movements, because it messes people up and they find themselves in a worse situation, because those movements and different things are always infiltrated. There's always something that's off. Always, always, always. Just look at the history. It always happens, whether it's on purpose or whether it's not on purpose. I'm not sure, but it always happens. And so just, if you're coming out for your children, for your legacy, keep it about that. Keep it about your children. Keep it about your legacy. Once you put the children in school, you'll find a community of teachers. If you're a woman and you go get your hair done, you're going to find a community of aunties and sisters, right? If you're a man, you go get your hair cut, you'll find people there. And they're going to be the locals that can actually help you and that will actually connect you to what you're supposed to be connected to. Then, if you're still having trouble finding people, go to networking events. If you go to Eventbrite, I know here in Dar es Salaam, they have events. I've been to them. They're great. And you come out with these connections that you have for years to come just from one event. Now, the events cost, they're not as much as America. It may be $100. It may be less, whatever the event is, if it's business or if it's some kind of art thing, whatever it is. But make sure you focus on your area of expertise and what your divine calling is and what you're supposed to do. And be encouraged, be happy, enjoy the journey, because it is such a beautiful journey being outside of America. It's like mind-blowing. It's beautiful, and it will be beautiful for you the whole time as long as you stay focused on what you are called to do. So be encouraged, get your passport, start looking at the flight tickets, and if you need assistance, check out the links in the description, because we have a lot of resources to help you. Talk soon.